Yeah, excited to have him on. Adam, how are you? Welcome to the show.
GM, can you hear me?
You're good.
Okay, cool. My mic,
Crisp.
I've never used this platform before, so I didn't know. How are you
Oh
guys
yeah.
doing?
Restream. It's good, dude. We're doing good, man. Excited to talk to you. I think I'll just kick it off by saying, originally I had listened to you from that live space with Frank and Razmir, and I think you were extremely well spoken. You had some high level takes that I liked and agreed with. And so I reached out to Mercy. Shout out Mercy for making this connection. I was like, dude, we got to get Adam on the show just to talk about Splat, give us some of his high level takes, and hear him out. So, just want to give you your flowers there. I think you were very well spoken. And ultimately, Mercy seems to agree because you're a mentor for ICM.run. How did that kind of happen?
I don't remember. I think I met Mercy. I don't know if I've ever met him in person. I'm sure we've been in the same event at the same country at the same time, but I don't think I ever met him in person. Or if I did, I don't remember. But I think I knew him from when he worked at Animoca. Maybe not. I really don't know. Maybe I met him in his spaces. I'm not sure. I followed him because I think we're very like-minded in the space in general. And he hit me up about a month ago, and I was bouncing back and forth. I've been busy. I've been traveling, so I wasn't able to get on a call with him until about maybe 2 weeks back, week and a half back, and we sat and talked for like an hour and a half. He kind of ran me through the whole vision of what he's doing with ICM.run. And I was like, oh, this is genius. I was like, I love this. I'm not really trading anymore. I'm not deep in the trenches, but one thing I'm pretty passionate about, it's the ICM narrative and tokenized equity and all this stuff. So he's very much one of the people I would say is at the forefront of that, on some Pasternak mode.
Yeah.
So,
Mercy's going crazy.
yeah, he's a smart guy. He's really smart. It's sometimes you talk to people and you really align with everything they're saying. You're okay, yeah, this is what I think. And
Yeah.
most you listen to people on spaces, it's at least for me, it's this is the opposite of what I think. So
You don't think ICM is kind of like consensus at some level?
I think it is now. But I mean, you have Frank who's been saying ICM for 6 months and basically just getting clowned on for it. I think you can even look at the sentiment on CT. People are very quick to clown on Ben, even though really he's kind of cooking. So I don't know. I think people on CT specifically are kind of bandwagon with a lot of things. But yeah, I think it is probably mainstream now. But 2 weeks ago, even I don't think it was, especially as launch coins done its thing. I think at the top it was, when it went down, it wasn't. People are very bandwagon. So, but yeah, no, I think it is. I think it absolutely is now.
I mean, what is ICM to you, and where do you see the potential? Why are you so bullish on the narrative, on the sector?
Well, I'm pretty bearish on shit coins and trenching in general. I started doing this I was big BNB trencher in 2020, 2021. And I think in the current state of it, we're kind of where we were 2022 NFTs. I think the more tech that comes out and the more features there are, the less edge you have. If everyone has all the tools, everyone has all the edge, it kind of disappears, and I think it fizzles out. I think just as NFTs were, you had nonsense vaporware going crazy in 2021. And then into 2022, then it kind of weeded out all the bullshit. And then the real projects started doing well. You have Pudgy Penguins, you have, Moonbirds with Spencer now. It kind of weeded out the nonsense. I think ICM
gotta always plug my CryptoPunks.
Punks are obviously vanity, and it's just, they're not going anywhere. But I think ICM is kind of the thing that makes sense in the middle ground of low caps, but also with potential to be high caps. I think the days of Elon making a tweet and you're able to spawn in 100 grand are kind of over.
Thankfully.
I don't know. I kind of liked it, but
no.
Well, I don't know. I think wallet tracking and KOLs and KOL tracker and all this crap. I mean, dude, we used to trade BNB coins, and someone would send you a BSC scan. It's I don't even know what I'm looking at. But you'd still print high 5 figures, and you wouldn't even know how to look at that. And there was no, like, you were looking on PooCoin and swapping on PancakeSwap. And like,
Right.
you look at NFTs at their highest volume, you couldn't even buy more than one. There wasn't even an option to sweep. OpenSea would drop and lose connection all the time. And that was the peak of NFTs. The peak of NFTs was when the technology for it sucked.
Yeah,
So,
and also the underlying infrastructure for NFTs from a liquidity standpoint just weren't there.
Yeah.
And the kind of, all the projects that tried to create NFTs as fungible tokens, like there was
404.
Yeah, like there's a couple of standards and a couple of those projects that were building like vaults and then tokenizing an ERC20 out of it. It just, the liquidity wasn't there, and then the narrative fell apart. And I think also, when interest rates went up to 500 basis points, people got pretty spooked, just generally speaking. But
holding a liquid assets that are worth.
yeah, a digital picture got really cringe in 2023.
I mean, even 2022.
Yeah.
It really was
It
a
happened
thing
fast.
for like a year. Not even like early 2022. It was goblin mode. Like, it was bad.
Yeah.
Straight up. I think before we even get too deep into this, Adam, like, let's just get a little background on you, where you started. You're clearly big in the Pudgy community, well respected, renowned there. Just tell us about yourself, how you got started in crypto, where you're at today, what you're working on with Splat.
Okay. I'll run you through it in like 1-2 minutes. 2020, I was in high school. I like basically dropped out. I was super bullied. And I was doing decent in stocks. I was fucking around with Pokemon cards. I had like this whole community on Instagram. These guys used to do live streams and do pack pulls and stuff like that. I was super big in that. Made a decent amount of money. Got myself an Airbnb down in Clearwater, Florida. I'm from Chicago originally. And while I was there, my buddy who is in the crypto scene, but I trade Pokemon cards with, was like, yo, I'm doing a pre-sale, blah, blah, minimum buy-in's $5,000. Sent this guy $5,000. My mom's like, you're an idiot. Went to dinner, came back, opened up the coin chart because he sent me the link of where to track it. And my $5,000 was $70,000. I was like, holy fuck. I was like,
That's
okay, this is something here.
But it's your mom. You're like, I made it.
Oh,
Mom.
no, but the funniest part, red candle, 0. And I text him. He's like, oh, don't worry, dude. Like, our developers, blah, 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 the smart contract, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what any of this means at the time. Like, my only introduction to crypto prior to this was in 2016. I used to play Gary's Mod, and I would sell Gary's Mod money for Bitcoin. And then I would sell the Bitcoin to my friends for PayPal, to my mom's PayPal. And then I'd buy like computer parts and shit. So like, I've known about crypto, but like, it was always just like, nah, whatever. This was like, holy shit. But then he texts me, he goes, yo, the minimum buy-in's $10,000 now. And I'm thinking to myself, well, shit, my $5,000 was just $70,000. So if I send him $5,000 more, that would be $140,000. So I send him $10,000. I call my brother-in-law. I convince my brother-in-law to send him $10,000. And then I call my buddy from high school who's dead poor. And I convince his dad to loan him $10,000 to send to this guy. Like 30 bands in. Funniest part, this coin ends up going to 120 mil. We got in at like 800K. Kylie Jenner promotes it. Fucking Jake Paul promotes it. All this shit. Like, we turned $10,000 into like $500,000.
Wait, whoa. What's the token?
MILF. It was MILF coin.
MILF coin. Wow, that's the winning coin, MILF coin.
Dude, yeah, it's fucking crazy. And like, my mom's like, what the fuck is happening? But from this, because I got in the pre-sale with it, and all these like influencers promoted it and shit, and like all these other like influencers saw Jake get paid a shit ton of money to promote it. Like, this like YouTuber influencer scene started focusing on crypto. They're like, wait, we can get paid like a fuck ton of money doing this, like more than any other brand deal. Because I was in the pre-sale, people thought I was like important or whatever. So I got added to this group chat with like all these FaZe guys, all these other guys. And I was like, okay, well, like, fuck figuring out going to college. I just did more networking and made more money clicking a few buttons on the fucking internet than like any college could ever do for me. So I was like, okay, this is what I got full focus on that, do shitcoins, do BNB. NFTs come around, fumbled. I don't even want to talk about how much money on Bored Ape meant. And then I realized as shitcoins took a hit in April 2021, I was like, okay, I got to probably learn some like skills beyond buying some coins. And that's when I started getting into NFTs and understood like, okay, now it's like about community. Like, when I was in shitcoins, community was like you're fucked. Like, if you get intertwined in the community, like, you're going to round trip all your money, like, fuck community. Then I realized with NFTs, no, the whole premise of it is community. That's basically the utility, the value. I was like, okay, this is interesting. So I started doing like BD for projects, whatever, got scammed. All these projects I was working with were just rugging, whatever. End of 2022 comes around, and I'm like, wow, Pudgy Penguins, Luca Nets. This guy's smart. If anyone could actually make an NFT into a company that's going to be worth something, it's probably the guy who worked on Gel Blasters, which is one of the top grossing toys of all time. Met the team early 2023 in person. Vedant, Lorenzo, Luca in Paris, and Vedant was like, "Yeah, you should come work with us." And then I worked at Pudgy for about a year-ish, from like community to like kind of did a little event stuff and just all sorts of stuff. And then
Can I ask, just double clicking on Pudgy, what's it like working on a IP like that in crypto? Like, do you guys have like a Slack group where you're all just kind of hacking away and then the main business is happening in the events that you're doing at conferences and whatnot? Or like, is it all about, oh, let's call Walmart? Like, give us the rundown of what it's like to work for these IP companies.
You know, it was awesome working for them pre-Walmart. That's what I like. Like, I love like startup vibes. Like, dude, for context, we went to Comic-Con and I slept on the floor for 3 days and like got like 4 hours of sleep, and like going there day one, selling out all the toys in like 4 hours. And we're like, oh, holy shit. Like, we did not prepare well for this at all. And then running across the middle of San Diego, getting a bar hop from a hotel, filling it with more boxes, rushing them to the event. Like, I love stuff like that. But no, yeah, I mean, we would have all hands meetings once a month with like 80 people on there. And like 50 of those people, I had no idea who they were because I was the crypto guy. Like, I was the community guy. Like, it was basically this middle ground of like, okay, Luca and team. Luca's very crypto, Twitter, Web3 focused, but you have majority of the team who are like very e-commerce, like crypto's newer to them, but then Luca kind of brings everyone together. They were doing their thing. So it's basically like you would figure out, okay, so in the next 2 months, these are the Web2 pushes that are happening. Holy shit, we're going to be in Walmart next month, etc. And then so my job and the Web3 team's job was, okay, how do we make this bullish for like all of crypto? Like how do we push this narrative to be like bigger than just Pudgy Penguins? Like, for example, with the Walmart stuff, and this was Luca's idea because he's a genius, but he was like, okay, we need to make this not just bullish for Pudgy Penguins, but for like crypto in general. So he includes in the boxes that you buy from Walmart, DeGods, CryptoPunks, Nouns, Cool Cats, all this. So when someone buys a physical toy from Walmart, and they scan the QR code, they open up mystery boxes. In those mystery boxes are traits from all these other collections. So now it's not just like, okay, Pudgy Penguins is in Walmart. It's Cool Cats, DeGods, all this. So now all these collections can help push that narrative for us. So it's kind of like just strategizing, like rallying everyone to realize like, no, because for a while, like NFT collections would like PvP each other. It was this weird energy. Like, it was like, no, your floor price flipped ours. Like, fuck you. But Luca was like, nah, fuck this. Like, I want to build something that's sick, and like rising tide lifts all ships or whatever.
And it also helps consumers to understand the context that Pudgy lives within, because I think they saw, you know, Jay-Z all of a sudden has this pixelated head, but they just like Jay-Z music. They don't know the context. And then maybe a quick question on Abstract. Like, how did Abstract come into the fold? And I don't know what your kind of view is on kind of that native IP chain.
I don't know a ton. I know the whole team. Like, Finn's one of my best buddies. Raj's one of my best buddies. I remember, I don't even know. I think Saigar and whoever worked on what was it called before Abstract? It was already an existing product, and there was one of those websites where you'd go on it and you could see what your airdrop was going to be worth. God, I can't remember what it was called, but it was already
exactly what you're talking about.
It was already an existing blockchain. I don't know why I can't think of it off the top of my head right now.
I might actually have it here under crypto. Let me look at airdrops. Let's see.
I just saw some Abstract people liking the stream link, so I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, it's whatever, but they basically like work together to acquire it and turn it into what it is now. I think Abstract's awesome. I think, again, like anytime you fade Luca Nuts or his ideas, you kind of just like regret it. Like, I don't think there's ever been a time where I've faded that guy and not regretted it. I think of all the people in the industry, I think he understands it from a whole perspective, from a founder's perspective, from a business perspective, and from a holder perspective. Like he kind of just gets it. I think Abstract's mission of making simple UI, a one-stop shop for everything is very smart. I think if anyone could do it, it is absolutely them. So I mean, I'm bullish. I use it every day. I mean, I big prediction market myriad guy recently, so I hammered Darth Vader's lightsaber not selling for over $3 million. So we'll see how that goes.
So we should all tail you into that right now.
The liquidity's low, brother. We'll skew the market.
Okay. Hey, you can sell, right? No.
Yeah, I'll sell it to you.
Yeah, just sell it at where your EL. But no, and then how did that bring you to creating your own product at Ask Splat? In the AI field too. It's a little different. I know it's emerging and hot, but different from NFTs.
It was I've been in coins forever. Like when I quit Pudgy 2024, like everything was getting big. Like Pump Fund was like very small still. Like it wasn't huge. April 2024, like Pump Fund was like very new. I launched a coin as like a fucking like just curious about it. Like, okay, I'm not funding the liquidity. They're funding the liquidity. Like fascinating. And then it just kind of blew up. And I saw the value there. I was like, okay, this is going to be nuts. Like this is going to change shit coining forever. Started using Photon, started trenching, full focus shit coins. Then like later in the year, this AI narrative comes about and I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm like, this is all just vaporware nonsense. Like who cares about, oh, wow, it made a tweet and oh, wow, it dropped a music album. That's cool. Like who gives a shit? End of December comes around, November, December comes around, and I talked to EB7, Eric, who I've known for years. He was a huge Pudgy holder and one of the top NFT traders of all time, like by volume. Like, I mean, he was behind the FTX like acquisition and all this shit. I mean, the guys, he tapped in. He's a G. He's like, dude, we should do something like cool. He's like, all these people are dropping coins. It's all bullshit. It's all vaporware. Like AI, there's potential, but it's all nonsense. Like we need to like do something cool. So I'm like, I agree. Like it's our turn. Like it's our turn to actually do something cool, not be like grifters and assholes. Like everyone around us, like we knew so many guys at the time that were just like doing sus shit. Like guys that we knew like from years back that were worth enough money to not have to do sus shit and like have a big enough platform. I was like, why are you doing this? And like over about a month of us just bouncing ideas back and forth. Like, I mean, the idea that the Splat idea, this is funny. And hopefully my other partner doesn't get mad at me for saying this, but he called me one day smoking a cigarette on his balcony. He's like, Splat. He's like, all these birds are flying by my balcony. I'm like, one of them's going to hit this and go splat. And I was like, oh, it's hilarious. He's like, and imagine the branding for that, like splat, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, like I was thinking, imagine TradingView, but you have an AI built into it to do TA for you. Like, I don't want to fucking figure out RSI. I don't even really know what RSI means. Like all this shit. Like imagine an AI that just as simple as that, it's TradingView, but it tells you how to like do TA and everything. And he's like, okay. He's like, there's not been an AI product that actually has an IP that's like good. Like there's not like an AI product with an IP character that's like good. At least at the time there wasn't. And I'm like, facts. And so like over the span of a month, we kind of just put together this entire concept of what we have now. And yeah, I don't know. It's just like day by day. It's been months now, but it feels like it's been like 4 weeks. And it's just
before we get into the product itself, can you talk about your co-founders a little bit, what their backgrounds are? And yeah.
Yeah, Eric is one of the highest volume trader and NFT traders of all time. He basically would broker sales. So like a lot of Azuki sales, a lot of the top Azuki sales, a lot of the top Bored Ape sales, like he brokered. He lived in Asia for probably 2 years, Hong Kong, and I don't even know where else, Japan, etc. He's actually there right now. He's got a lot of connections with like Asian VCs, and he would broker the sales for a lot of those. Like for example, FTX Vault, they had like a shit ton of gold apes, all this. Like he brokered that whole sale with Pimp Capital FLC on Twitter. Just like crushed NFTs. Like no one I know that crushed NFTs harder than that guy. I think him and Spencer are like the the guys for NFTs. My other partner, who's not public facing, at least not yet, has just been crypto native since like 2017. Like crushed mining, crushed NFTs, has crushed everything. He's like my mentor almost. Like the guy's a genius. I bitch and complain to him all the time, but he just understands coins more than anyone. Like I think when we launched Splat through a flat curve, which means like there's not a bonding curve. It's not like Pump Fund where we buy it at 5K, it bonds at 80K, and then it funds the pool and it goes up. We launched Splat on a flat curve, which means it's at 300K the whole way until you fill the 1,000 soul curve, and that's how it launches. He understands tokenomics. He understands all this. And what's really important about coins, like when you're going to build a product that's attached to a coin, is the tokenomics, and he gets that. Like he's a genius with that. So that's the team. We have a really good dev team as well that worked on some big things. I don't know how much I can say about them, but they worked on one of the top, I don't know, probably top 30 cryptocurrencies that's out right now. That's been getting a lot of news recently. Like the back end, like development shit of it. They're goated. We had some dev problems early on, months ago before the coin was live, and we rotated these guys, and they're just incredible. So yeah.
Well, that's what's up.
That answers your questions.
And again, real quick before we get into the platform, since we're on the topic of the token, you guys have 2,500 holders. How come? And I'm not sure if you heard the conversation right before you joined, but we were talking about like whisper chats and how important and powerful like these communities that maybe just are in the background buying and being strong can how powerful that can be. How come I haven't seen Splat on Twitter, and how come it's doing so well? Like who's holding this? Who's buying this right now?
I think our biggest blessing is our networks. I think me and Eric and our other partner have really good networks of people. I think, again, like when you launch a token before your product is out, you can't expect high volume, and you also can't expect, like, people have to believe in you. Like if I'm going to buy something before a product exists, it's like buying an NFT in 2021 when they're like, we're going to launch this huge game and we're raising the money for this, blah, blah, blah. People have to believe in you. I think our biggest blessing right now is Eric is bulletproof. Like everyone knows Eric's not going to rug. If he's going to put his name behind something, he's going all in. And I would like to say the same with me. Like people know, like if I'm going to be public, I'm going to be sitting on a thing with my face and doing a whole thing. I'm going to go all in on it. And so I think our blessing is we have a lot of homies that we're comfortable bidding and holding and just believing in our vision and in what we're building. I think we're going to be pushing a lot. Like it's been hard, like we were supposed to launch a few weeks back, and we kind of decided to push back and revamp the entire UI because I want something that when we launch, people's first reaction to looking at it is, oh, wow, this is sick. Like I didn't want to launch something that wasn't something that I would use. And that's kind of how it was a few weeks back with the UI, just a little bugs and stuff. So it's hard to it's hard to market and push something that's not live. I think our coin lives and dies by the product. I think if our product is great, the flywheel does perfect and you'll see the coin perform incredibly, but I don't want to push something that isn't live yet. Like it's one thing to call a buddy and be like, hey, like this is what I'm working on. I'm cooking this. Like if you want to bid. If you don't, that's completely fine. If you want to test the platform, I'd love to have you test the platform. But it's another thing to go on Twitter and like be like, you're an idiot for not buying this, or like pushing a whole marketing campaign on the Splat account when we don't have a product live.
Right. Naturally. Yeah. You touched on the tokenomics real quick, and that's something I saw on your Twitter that was really interesting. You virtually have 100% going back towards like holders, community, and the product. Can you tell us about that? And I even might have a tweet to pull up. You can go ahead and talk and I'll pull up a tweet.
I have a bunch, dude. I'm like schizo with my tweets, but yeah. So the platform is going to have, imagine this. I'll show you in a minute. I'll share my screen, but it's basically TradingView, Hyperliquid, and Jupiter in one place with an AI chat box that'll help you do TA, etc. So you can trade perps, you can buy spot meme coins, you can buy spot Hyperliquid as well, with the AI built into it. So with this, we're going to have cheap fees. So cheaper fees than anywhere else. I think it's be like 0.77 up, 0.77 down on coins, and 100% of the fees that the platform generates go back to users. 50% are going to buy back Splat, 40% are going to go back to stakers, and then 10% is going to go towards point rewards. A big thing that people have an issue with all these platforms, Photon, Axiom, Bullax, everything, is you're accruing points, but these points are worth nothing. They're saying, oh, well, Photon drops a coin, I'll be able to swap my points for the coin, but they're never going to drop the coin. We kind of went backwards in the sense we have the coin. Once the platform's live, points are every season, which is probably going to be a month or two, you'll be able to swap your points for token.
Got you.
So,
Yeah, that's really interesting. Ironically, you know, I like that a lot more than what we've seen. You mentioned Photon earlier. I'm still waiting for that Photon airdrop. So
exactly.
whenever that's coming, I'll be happy. But yeah, that's a really great tokenomics. And you said, who really came up with this? You, or you had mentioned?
It was a group thing. You know, I think the points thing was like a consensus that was no brainer for us. It's like everyone has, because like when you're building a platform like this, you want to, like, for me at least, like, I don't care to PvP. Like, I want to build something that there's no way to FUD, and it's like you either use it or you don't. If you like it, hell yeah, there's no reason not to use it. Like, you're paying cheaper fees than anywhere else, and 100% of those fees go back to you. So why not use it? And I also wanted to, like, solve issues that are existing already. It's like, if I'm accruing points, I should be able to do something with these points. Like, no one's done the points thing. Like, no one's done it. It hasn't been done yet. And it's like the most easy thing to do. Mm-hmm. So like, why shouldn't we be able to have that? It was, yeah.
And so tell me this, you know, then you have these users earn points, they get the tokens, you know, airdrop to them. Obviously, these are users of the platform, so they're incentivized to continue using and stay. How are you making it to where it's more beneficial for them to hold on to those tokens and continue using the platform rather than just selling and taking, you know, that as kind of profit?
We have staking. So if I'm earning points, but 40% of the entire platform, so you're earning points, which give you token, right? So you get the token, and 50% of all the fees that we collect are making that token go up with buybacks. And then 40% are going to people who stake the token. So in theory, I'm getting this token, I'm staking it, I'm earning 40% or a chunk of the 40% of the fees that the platform makes at the same time as that token is theoretically going up from the buybacks that the platform's generating from fees.
Got you. And so I would imagine then how the team's making money here is they own a significant portion of the supply, and then they're staking that.
No, so that's something we're not going to do. So we're not going to stake any of the supply that we have open, because the goal again is to make, like, we want to see, like, that's my goal right now. Like, that's what I'm working on right now, assuming we launch in a few days here. My goal for week 1 is to see how much money we can make people who stake, especially early on. Like, not everyone's going to stake. So like, I think the pool will be smaller, but our goal is to get as much volume as possible to see how much we can make stakers. And then that will turn the light bulb on for the entirety of CT to be like, oh shit, look at Splat. But no, we launched through Moonit. We launched through the flat curve. So if you go on Deck Screener and you type Splat in, you can see on the right LP rewards and airlock. So that's our revenue right there. See right there, it says 370. So that's our revenue, and that's, again, my one partner is very smart, and shout out to Moonit and MoonPay for creating this structure. But Meteora and Moonit work together, so our fees are pretty solid. We get a majority of the fees that are generated from trading volume on the token.
I see. And for those wondering, if you guys want to read up more on this, you know, you can go to the Splat token, and then you can click on about airlock and get more info. I'm not going to go into all of that right now, but I think generally you kind of explained it pretty well. You know, you just get a portion of the trading fees. Nice. Okay, so that's how you guys are kind of keeping it to where you're making revenue based on the trading fees, and there's no real sell pressure or anything that comes from that.
Yeah, not from us. I mean, like, it's very important to us that, like, again, like, I've put my whole name behind this, like, Eric as well. Like, it's not even about, like, the goal really for us is make something that everyone can use that is cool. Like, I don't want to make money on this if my product's shit. Like, the coin's price will simply move based on, is the product good, yes or no. If the product is good and we have users, it's going to collect fees, and that's going to put buybacks in, and that's going to get new holders in, that's going to have stakers in. And if that happens, the buybacks are big, everyone loves the product. With that will come trading volume, and with that will come revenue for us. That's a simple.
No, I think you guys have pretty much covered every base there. That's like a really good system. You said you had some stuff you wanted to show us, or you could pull up the platform, maybe some sneak peeks.
Yeah. I'll show you. How do I share my screen?
Yeah, at the very bottom, there's like it looks like a laptop screen. Yeah.
Has like an arrow pointing up.
And then we'll add it.
We'll bring it up.
Can you see?
I'm gonna add it now. Yeah. All right. Perfect. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so this is the basic platform as we have now. So there's going to be a few updates pushed to this over the next few hours. Our goal really internally is to get everything ready today to then test as a team to then push live by the end of this week. So we're finally on the timing of this pod or this interview is actually like incredibly well done. But basically on the left here, you can see watch lists. So again, like I said, imagine TradingView, Jupiter, and Hyperliquid built into one, right? So I can show you my profile here. This is my profile. So it's like, imagine you have a referral here, and then your referrals collect here. So if I have people on my referral trading majority Hyperliquid, you'll see your USDC value go up. If a majority of the people I refer are trading Solana meme coins, you'll see your SOL volume go up more. You can see, obviously, like I've been testing around for the past few days of, you can track your volume, you can track number of trades, you can track how much you made in rewards, your net P&L, very simple UI. You can check my balances. So I got 104 bucks USDC, I got 0.4 SOL in. You can see current positions, I have none. I'll show you executing a trade, or I'll show you some of the AI. So if I say, hey, Splat, show me basic resistance and support and diagonals. I can't spell diagonals, by the way.
I couldn't either.
So it'll give me basic TA, right? So it'll give me any information I need. If I ask it, hey, Splat, explain to me what RSI means. And here, when I do this, it might show a bug, which I'll show you in a second. No, it doesn't. Okay.
That's pretty cool.
So
yeah, it's sick.
So I can ask it any questions I want, right? And I could say, okay, now explain that to me in Star Wars terms. And it'll say the force RSI. I'll show you in a second once it's done. The force RSI, balance of the force, scale 0 to 100. The force flows from 0 to 100, representing the market's energy. So like you can have it, I can have it explained to me in Harry Potter terms.
That's great content though on X. Like if you could pull that out in a P&L card with like quotes from that, that'd be sick.
That's something that I'm thinking about too. And I also want to do something where when someone gets liquidated, it like splats their screen.
Yeah.
I would never trade on Splat again. Yeah, I would just break my monitor and quit trading if I saw that.
So now I'm going to show you. So that's for like macro. That's like Bitcoin, ETH. You could use it for that. Something that I really want to work on to hypertune this LLM is also low cap coins. So if I open up Splat here, I say analyze Twitter sentiment for Ask Splat on Twitter. I can't spell. I'm a trader, you know. I can't spell.
Don't worry about it. Don't even mention it. I don't think anyone here in our chat's literate enough to actually catch it. So if you don't mention it, you'll be good.
Okay, so again, this is why we're not live yet. I'm still bug testing. I'm trying to remember what the wording was specifically for this, but who are the biggest advocates of Ask Splat on Twitter? It should show me. Like one of the times I did this, I texted Moose and it was, yeah, so I'll have to mess with this when we get off stream, but it's supposed to, and in the past, it's basically been like, well, at Joey Moose on Twitter had made this recent tweet saying this about Splat, and it seems he has the highest engagement. It'll show you metrics and stuff like that. So the thought process there, again, it's not working right now, but that's why we're in beta, is if I'm in a low cap coin, I could say, okay, what's the Twitter sentiment on this coin? And it'll basically analyze Twitter and give you like top 3 tweets with that ticker. Or if you ask about a specific account, it'll like analyze the account and explain to you what the product is. Again, it's not working right now, unfortunately, but it will be tonight. And then I can, I'll make a tweet about it or something. And I could bring executing a trade really quick, but go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
We'll see that in a second here. Yeah, so when you think about your target audience with this, would you say your target audience is just the average trader that uses terminals already, and this is going to be a better experience, so they're going to come to you? Or is it going to be people that don't really know how to trade, they need AI to help them or would like AI to help them, and your onboarding process is going to be really simple and smooth and easy? Like, who's your target audience?
It's a great question, and it's what we're thinking about a lot. Like we have a campaign that we're ready to push out. If you look back on the Twitter account, it's very like Web2, like normie focused content. We've posted on TikTok, we posted on Instagram a bit, but like we haven't pushed out the content because obviously the platform hasn't been live. But I want to target normies in the sense of like, here's a very simple UI, simple way to trade without like, and with an AI that'll help you trade. So I think we're definitely targeting normies, but I'm also targeting people who do perps. Like I want high volume perps traders on this platform under the sense of like, why not use it? That's going to be our big thing over the next month, which is battle testing and updating UI and upgrading features as we get more feedback from big perps traders. I want all big perps traders to use this. I want people who raw dog Jupiter. They're not using Phantom. They're not using Photon. They're not using Axiom. They just go up here, and if they want to buy Splat, they type in Splat on Jupiter. They click it, and then they just bid 100 SOL right here. I want to target those people. Why not use Splat? If the UI is just as simple, if it's the same features, but it has an AI built in and the fees that you're paying are going back to you, why not use it? So I think right now it's perp people who trade perps, why not use Splat? And people who raw dog Jupe, why not use Splat? Something I'm doing to target meme coin traders is we're building an extension, which I don't have a photo to show you. I have a tweet on it. If you,
I'll pull you can talk about it. I will pull up. It's on your personal.
Yeah, if you type extension in my search, there should be a tweet showing it. But we're building an extension. Like I didn't want to build a meme scope built into Splat because everyone who trades meme coins has different preference. So I know a lot of people who trade on Photon because Photon's simple. I know a lot of people who trade on Axiom because it's very advanced and they feel like they have an edge. I know people who still trade on Bullax even though they haven't updated their platform in months just because it's what they know. So we didn't want to compete with everyone in that sense. Instead, we're like, let's just build an extension that's built on top of everything. So if I'm on Dex Screener, I can buy right there. If I'm on Photon, I can buy through Photon and not even realize I'm using Splat. And basically, you're using the same UI as their platform. You just have our extension toggled on, and you're basically saving 50% on fees. Axiom charges over 1% up and down. So every transaction you make buying and selling, you're trading 1% up, 1% down, so 2%. For Splat, when you have our extension live, you're trading 0.777%. So you're saving about a quarter going up and a quarter going down, which is about 50% in total. And so there's no reason not to use it. So again, like that's my vision with everything. It's like, why not use this? Like if I like Axiom, fuck it, use Axiom. But if you want to save money on fees, why not use Splat? And like our UI for the extension, because there's other extensions that exist. You know, Nova has their extension, Bloom has their extension, but their UI is not great and their features aren't great. You can't really see like your holdings easily unless you open up the Telegram bot, etc. Like we're gonna have a good UI. Like I think our extension is the thing as a trencher am most excited about, because there's no reason not to use it. It's advantageous for everyone, and there's again no reason not.
Can I ask just your fee model? Are you marking up the hype perps or are you using Jupiter perps? Sorry, I didn't catch.
It's Hyperliquid. So the perps are aggregated on top of Hyperliquid, and the SOL meme coin trading. Like if I open up Splat here and I were to buy this on the meme sub, this is aggregated on top of Jupe.
And are you marking those fees up at all to route to those?
Barely. So like barely. Like our fee on top of, I can't remember exactly what it is. Again, this is my partner's
that's all right.
Cookies the guy, but it's like 0.1% or something on Hyperliquid. And again, the thesis there is why would I use Splat if I'm paying 0.1% more? It's like, okay, well, that's literally going back to me. Like 100% of that goes back to me. Like any fee you pay on Splat will go
Yeah.
back to you.
I think
100%.
like not everyone is super price sensitive. I mean, on top of Hyperliquid,
Oh, dude.
like
Look at launcher coins.
Yeah.
Everyone, you pay. Look at Bags coins. Any of these coins, any Bags coin you pay, you're paying 1.5 up. But yeah, no, the fee on top of, I just got a text. The fee on top of, sorry, I need to try and do not disturb. The fee on top of Hyperliquid's 0.01.
0.01. Yeah, I was gonna say because 10 bips is double what, but yeah, that's good. So 0.01, and then on spot meme coins, do you have a fee on that?
Yeah, I think it's 0.7.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, just putting it out there because people want to know both on the revenue side how the platform generates, can model it out, and then on trading side, of course. And also for those that don't know how this also works is when you consolidate flow through, let's say, a single ref link on Hyperliquid, you get volume discounts. So you can hold the fee on Splat a specific spot for any given trader, but in aggregate on the back end, they're building a nice margin in on getting the kickbacks from Hyperliquid, which is a pretty normal thing. Like there's a bunch of Telegram bots that do that. So PvP.trade made $10 million doing that. So you can see how lucrative these things can get if they take off.
Yeah, and PvP.trade, like they cooked.
They cooked. Yeah.
They cooked. It's what a cool product. Yeah. So yeah, it's 0.77 up and down on memes.
Yeah.
And,
if that's going 100% into the chart and whatnot and to stakers, like that's great. There's a question here about what is the plan to onboard people for the Splat flywheel to work? You need big volume.
Yeah, and I think we got that on lock. I think we got that on lock. Again, like it lives and dies by the product. I think again our network is good. I'm not really worried about that. I think the big thing is once we're live is getting all of our homies who are big traders to trade on here. I think again we've been in beta, so we have a lot of people who have tried early access. I think we've had about 45 people try early access, most of which we've handpicked. So like, well, actually all of which we've handpicked as top perps traders or top meme coin traders. That's why we got delayed for about 2-3 weeks, was because we got feedback from all these top perp traders. We're like, okay, so when we go live, when we press live, what will it take for you to rotate what you're doing on Hyperliquid to Splat right now? And that's what we've been integrating for the past 2-3 weeks to make sure that we have that.
And what kind of things do traders want from that standpoint?
It's very simple shit. Like it was like very much UI focused. Like this UI you see here is very different now than it was. Like an example I'll give you is something that was very important to me was mobile UI. When I open this on my phone, how does it look? I think everyone fumbles on this. I think you open Axiom on your phone, dude, it's like, holy shit, what the fuck is happening? You open Photon on your phone, it sucks. Everything on your phone kind of sucks. Mobile UI really sucks.
Mm-hmm.
One platform that does it incredibly well is Robinhood. Robinhood's mobile UI is nuts, dude. It's so good. So something that we've really pinpoint focused on is mobile UI. So like if you see over here, this all fits right here. I can do everything in one little box right here. Same with Splat. So you go to memes, same thing. It's all in one spot right here. Select amount, market order, limit order. It's all right here. When you go open on mobile, it's the same thing. It's chart, the chat for the AI, and then you can click trade and it just pops up with this perfect box. And the UI is super seamless. So I think our biggest feedback has been UI. Our biggest feedback is that you're about to watch me get liquidated also, by
the way. Where's the Splat on the screen? That would be sick.
Dude, yeah, that's like a month away. Like
right.
Once we're live, like the goal really is just get everything functioning to go live. Because dude, I'm in eternal hell of delays, which is how it is for development. But yeah, that's far away.
So, and I've got a question. Well, firstly, real quick before I get to that question, would you say then you're mainly like really interested in focusing on like kind of the perp trader side right now, even a little more so than the spot trader side, or you're pretty 50-50?
It's very 50-50. I think we'll get the most volume with the current product we have right now with perps. So it's I know a lot of hyperliquid guys, just OGs, and that's a good thing too, right? So you're still, the good thing too to get hyperliquid people to use this is you're still using hyperliquid. It's aggregated on top of hyperliquid, so it's not like you're like betraying your bags or anything. Like, no, this is all built on top of hyperliquid. So I think my focus probably is perp heads for the next little bit here until the extension goes live, and then I really want to hammer this extension. I want to get a lot of I have a good network with trenchers, and so I really want to like sit down with like 20 kids and just be like, why wouldn't you use this extension? You're using your same UI. You want to use Axiom, use Axiom. Why not use the extension and save 25% up, 25% down?
Yeah.
Because again, like the goal for me isn't even people buying Splat, it's people using Splat. Because by people using Splat, by people paying the fees, that then will make Splat go up. Like the flywheel works in the sense that if we have users, the token's going to do incredibly well. But we need to have users. So the focus is users and entirely. Something I'm excited about that I mentioned a minute ago is like our TikTok and like Instagram strategy. We have a really good team of like Web2 marketers, clippers, and just like really smart guys in terms of that. So I want to get a big campaign going because I think it'd be hilarious. We got like 1,000, 2,000 like Web2 normie users on this platform. I think that'd be
well. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, and I guess, you know, depending on where you see us in this cycle, at some point we're expecting a mass influx of retail capital, and they're going to need somewhere to trade, right? So whether you believe that's going to happen or not, I think clearly you're preparing for that reality.
Yeah.
So
And
that being said, you got to chill.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Dom.
Yeah. So that was going to lead me to my second question. It's kind of this theory I have. You know, I don't know about you, but at least amongst my friends, like everyone's gambling, everyone's sports betting. And I feel like perps are kind of the iteration of that when it comes to trading. And I feel like as we kind of progress, we're going to continue to go down this risk curve where you have these people with extreme appetites to gamble and leverage, just naturally get into perps rather than just spot. And so because you're so focused on perps, I wanted to ask you, where do you kind of see us going with perps? Do you think it's going to continue to grow at an exponential rate? Or do you think like where's your head at with that?
I think perps is hard, and I think I'm biased or my brain's skewed just because again, like I primarily like in the trenching scene of crypto. I think the issue with perps in my mind is majority of people who I know cook on shitcoins. Like these kids are making 7 figures sitting in front of a screen for 24 hours. Look at Cupsy, look at any of these kids. If you put them with 100K on Hyperliquid, they are going to get liquidated so fucking fast. Like the amount of people who I know who go from shitcoining or even NFTs or anything and then fuck around with perps, like I'd say 99% of them get rinsed, like rinse themselves. And I think it puts a bad taste in people's mouths. But that being said, also, I mean, you have like TJR, you have like all like these like options traders, Web2 normies, stock market, like options traders. I think perps is perfect for them. I mean, it's the same world. You're in the same world. I think it's just way more volatile and lucrative. So I think there's a market there. And I also think things like Splat and AI is what will make it more popular. Like I don't want to sit there and read a book on explaining to me what support is or anything. I don't want to sit every single time I make a trade and put bars on the chart and line up where everything's going to be. Like I want to fucking sit there, click one button, hit me for technical analysis and have all the information. If I want to ask a question, I can type in the chat and ask it a question. I think like AI as it advanced, LLM specifically, I think someone's going to do something nuts with it. Like hopefully we can kind of charter this new thing here and this new idea. If we're not the ones that do it, that's fine. If we are, fuck yeah. I think AI is going to help trading and change trading forever over the next few years.
Yeah. Naturally, I feel like, I mean, the evolution, it's only like inevitable at this point. So to get ahead of it's so valuable. You know, you talk about your network too, and it's going to pivot a little bit. So Chill, I'm not sure if you had a question on that subject before I pivoted or.
I just had a question more of, I remember earlier when you were saying, we were talking about kind of on-chain trading. You mentioned that when everyone kind of has an edge, right? Like everyone has the wallet tracking, the Twitter tracking. It just kind of like it 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 almost makes it so everyone is on an even playing field. Do you see kind of AI having a similar effect with perps? Do you see like perps kind of moving in this direction of, hey, instead of just doing all the charting, all the TA yourself, like, do you see kind of AI having a more bigger role going into the future of, perps trading?
Yeah, dude. I think there's an eventuality in the coming years, like soon future, where trading in general is just cooked. Like I think like when LLMs and when AI can get 4 times more intelligent than it is right now, like how are you going to beat that? How can you
Speed to
compete? Like you
execution,
have to.
even.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and it can go 24/7. Like if I have to sleep at least every other day. Like I can probably go 48 hours without sleeping and be fine and keep trading, but like this thing could just be on 24/7. I mean, you even have like it already kind of exists. I mean, you have these bots that people have set up. Like it was big in EVM, like MEV bots. Like
Hmm.
there's kids that make 7 figures just MEVing people. I think like yeah, I really don't know. I'm not a huge tech AI geek, LLM genius or anything, by no means actually. But I think with just how much you've seen advance in the past year, especially in like crypto, even just in crypto, I think I think we're on like a short timer of this generational money. Like I can turn $500 into $1 million. I think our timeline for that's
Mhm.
dwindling. Um, and I think that's where maybe perps pivoting into perps or learning perps, or that's why I'm fucking around prediction markets right now. Like I feel like I lost my edge in meme coins, but prediction markets are still new. And if you can just find when something new comes out and then be the first to look up the data for it, that's something else I want to do with Splat down the line is like, how can I make Splat that can do technical analysis, like gather data for prediction markets? Like that'd be cool. That's I just came up with that in my head
Well,
right
we
now.
talk
So
about
don't.
edge, and I've seen that. I've seen people that have agents that just run basically quant analysis on things where it's like this is clearly mispriced based on like either arbitrage or just like pure statistic based, and it can put in trades and prediction markets. And like you said, prediction markets are still so new or relatively new. Like you can have an edge if you're able to, get ahead of it. So hey, maybe there is something there for
Yeah.
Splat, but and prediction markets are hot. So if you mention Splat with prediction markets, the people are gonna love that. And but
How do
interesting thought.
we? How does MCG get a code? I'm trying to set up a ref link here for the people live on stream.
I can I'll bump you guys in the group chat we got. Let's see how everything goes. I'm fingers crossed, dude. Everything's locked today. Like I was just on the platform. I was sharing my screen. You saw staking on the top. I didn't show you guys that because it's grayed out right now. That's our last thing we're hammering down. Like today, like I'm hoping staking is fully done and ready, and I'll show you guys early access so you can mess around with it
Great.
and get your
Yeah, because we're
Love
gonna
it.
clip this up, and we'd love to. It supports our work too. At the end of the day, we're trying to
oh,
build a
absolutely.
business. So cool. Thank you.
Oh, and that's the other thing that I didn't mention. Our refs are like better than anyone's. I think it's 30%. So you're getting 30% no matter what. You don't have to be like a partner or anything. And I think when we partner with traders and stuff, we're probably gonna do like
Jeez.
50%. So
Yeah, that's
good
a
ref.
good ref. That's a good ref.
And it's also not like that other 70% goes nowhere. It's like that 70% that's remaining still goes back to the
Yeah.
flywheel.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, we want to be your friends here on MCG, so definitely we're gonna try it out. Love it.
Hopefully.
And
I
last question from me before we move to the next thing. You mentioned that you were looking to close everything out today, go live Friday. Is that something that is like public knowledge, or is that just like you're dropping that here on stream?
We haven't made a tweet about it, but it's I sent a message in the Discord on Thursday, maybe last week, Friday, and I said like our goal is to get everything ready Wednesday and then push live at the end of next week. So it's public in the sense of if you're a holder and like you're paying attention, like this. But I haven't like made a tweet about it. But if you want to like make a tweet or do whatever. I mean, you absolutely can, because what's stopping anyone from screenshotting the Telegram or the Twitter group chat or the Discord group chat? So it's public enough.
Got you. No, we love when founders come on our show, and a lot of times they drop alpha. Sometimes, you know, the first time that they're even talking about it. So we always love when founders come on and drop some alpha on their project.
Okay, cool. Well, it's been like an hour, so you know we took enough of your time. But I guess I would ask. I got two questions actually. I got one. You know, one of your moats is you have these amazing connections. What's stopping you guys from going to someone like Photon or Axiom and saying, hey, you know, you have this UI for perps already up. Why don't you just integrate Splat into there? Is that a possibility? Something you're looking into?
When you say integrate Splat into there, are you talking about the LLM, like the AI?
LLM, full UI interface, just all of the above, or maybe one part of it?
I mean, it's not a bad idea. Like something I thought about this a few months back. I kind of when we were still like crafting the vision, like about a week or two after the launch, I got on a call with Thread guy, and I was talking to him. He's like, "What you need to do, dude, he's like, you need to put everything in one place. Like, I don't want to have to open up this website, this app, this thing, to be able to make a trade or like have all the alpha. Like, you should have it all in one place." And I was like, that gave me the idea to kind of be like, integrate Splat, the LLM, into other platforms. So I mean, like, it's an idea, it's there. It's just like I'm trying to go in, like, I think about life, and every time I build something or work on something in like an alphabetical order, like A to Z. So like I think I'm on like D right now. So in order to get to like H, I still have a few letters that I have to do before I get to H. But like I think that's like an H play is like integration into other existing platforms. The issue there is some of these platforms, and no shade, and I'm not going to name anyone, but these guys have spawned in 9 figures, brother, and they have egos like they fucking have a Nobel Peace Prize. Like, so.
Well, then, what incentive do they have to even give back to the community too?
Oh, absolutely zero. Oh yeah, no, absolutely zero. I mean, you can even look at Alon and Pump. I mean, like, what need did he have to drop the Pump token? You could say, oh, Alliance DAO, and their investors needed an exit, blah blah blah. But there's no reason for Bullax, Photon, Axiom, any of these platforms to drop a token. I think if anyone was going to do it, it'd probably be Axiom, like the Y Combinator kids. Like they're smart as shit. Like those guys are smart and tapped in. So, but no reason. I mean, they've made their money.
Yes,
they're good.
Have. And I'll say even YCOM, like YCOM's been notoriously like against crypto tokens in the past, which I think they're coming around to. But yeah, you're spot on. Why would you? So I guess, talking about going down the alphabet, you're on D, EFG. Give us EFG. Give us some forward-looking thoughts. What's your next plans? You got this launch coming up. Give us something to look forward to.
D is go live. E is the next month or two, which is, let's just say E is the next 2 weeks. E is get volume on the platform and gather feedback. F is push the feedback. G is push the extension live. And then hopefully by time G and the extension's live, the platform that I just showed you is what everyone who's in the coin or trading on the platform wants. I think in the next month, our goal is, once we're live, is make it as bulletproof and perfect for all of our traders as possible. And once that extension is live, it's a whole new sprint. It's a sprint of getting now tapping into trenching. I wanna disrupt that whole thing. And a lot of these platforms are not gonna like me, dude. Like when I'm taking away their volume, they're not gonna like me. Especially like you saw Bloom. Bloom got banned from a lot of these platforms. Like BullX, like if you were using these extensions on top of BullX, like BullX like would ban your account. But it's pretty easy to make technology where they can't ban. So it's going to be interesting.
There you go. There was a lot of good thoughts there. I think we covered a lot on Splat. We'll have to have you back on when you do get to those later stages, extension, and hear more about what's been going on. And I want to just get you on another time too to talk. Just pick your brain. It sounds like you got a lot to say about ICM, which we don't want to go too long, and we want to respect your time, so we're not going to get into that yet or today. But another time we want to get you back on. So thanks for coming on, Adam.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Of course.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
Bye.